Hello my friends and welcome back. My name is Hana and today let's talk about my springtime favorites. If you're curious about what I'm wearing on my face, what I mentioned in today's video, and what I'm doing in other pockets of the internet, I always have links in the description box down below, so don't forget to check them out. None of my links are sponsored or affiliated, and I do not copy and paste anybody else's sponsored or affiliated links. So when you're shopping my links, you're shopping clean links. But today's video, I don't know, I feel like it's a hodgepodge of things. I'm so ready for spring. I'm tired of winter. And if you're new to my channel, I'm currently on a no buy and I'm not buying any new makeup. I do have a few different videos that I do each month to kind of document this process. I will have them linked down below. I guess I should make them a playlist, I guess. But I wanted to do a video talking about my favorite springtime products, but also what kind of springtime products I'm kind of hoping come out this year. As when I'm filming this video, it's still winter. Spring is still some weeks away, but I know a lot of us are kind of gearing up for like spring breaks and things like that. And I just want to talk about the products that I'm looking forward to and the products that I love. I'm someone that loves like brand history and brand like business strategies, so I kind of also will include some elements of that in this video. I don't know, so it's a hodgepodge of things. But the first thing I'm really looking forward to this spring is colored eyeliners, and I love colored liners. I have so many of them. I think colored eyeliners are like rare, but it's weird because I remember a time where every brand, high-end drugstore, all had colored eyeliners. Like I remember getting colored liners from NYX all the time, and now I feel like it's very hard to find colored liners from NYX. And if they do have colored liners, it's like metallic liners, and that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the standard matte gel liner. And there's a few brands that I have in my hand, so let me tell you my thoughts and opinions about them. The first ones are the Oden's eyeliners, and the thing with Oden's Eye is that they're a Swedish indie brand, and I live in the California desert, so by the time this is shipped, like by the time this gets to me, it's shipped from another country. It's gone through every type of like element before it gets to my mailbox. And that could affect, I think, like the quality of these liners, because I do find these to be on the drier side. I do find that there's some shades that work really, really well, and then there's some shades that I'm gonna have to declutter them because they're dry and they're already kind of crumbling as I'm trying to like, you know, use the product. Even warming it up on the back of my hand, there's some shades that don't budge. Like they're just dry and they don't really show up in the waterline. So it's almost like, what's the point? My favorite brand of colored liners are from Amoras, and this is like a drugstore brand. I was gonna say an indie brand. It's a drugstore brand. I think it's like only available at CVS because I recently saw this at TJ Maxx, and TJ Maxx owns, like that company owns CVS, and I've only ever seen this brand like online. I've only ever found them online because I just Google searched blue eyeliner and clicked shopping and was just going through the posts because I wanted a blue liner like this, but I could only find like the deep navy blue. And I'm pleasantly surprised with these because these are only like a few dollars. And the thing is, they only have a handful of shades. I wish this brand had the same like color option as Oden's Eye, as Oden's Eye has a really wide range of colored liners, but the Amoras only has like a handful. But I mean, you get your blues, your pinks. I wish they had a lilac, but they have a really nice lime green and a yellow. Beautiful shades. And then we have ColourPop, but the thing with ColourPop is that their liners can be hit or miss. I think if it's a liner from one of their collections, that is the liner to pick up. So I have this liner. This is Honeydew from their Palm Springs collection. And I have, like, Honeydew is a shade, a part of their permanent line. And I bought in that liner a few times over. It is just the traditional, like flesh tone eyeliner. The one from the standard collection, they're dry, and I feel like the packaging, like it's really weak, like I could crush it in my fingers. Whereas this packaging has a little bit more weight and it feels better. I don't know if this costs more than what the standard line is because it's different packaging. I don't get it. But like this liner, I also have this pink one. This pink one is a part, I forget the name of the shade, but it is a part of their permanent collection. And this is like an old, like look at, it has these stars. I can't remember what collection this is from, but I've repurchased this pink shade and I've had to declutter my newer one and kept this one because like, again, it dried out. Same with this maroon one. This is from like a butterfly collection released like years ago. This is like maybe one of my oldest liners. There's no text left on this liner. That's how old it is. That sounds really disgusting, and I put this near my eye. But it is the most pigmented, it is the prettiest, and this shade does restock because I get that email, but it's always in like the white packaging, whatever that new packaging is, and I don't know, it's not good. So it's hit or miss. But ColourPop, I think right now is the only brand that does have the wider range of colored liners, but a lot of the time their liners are the metallics, so I kind of wish that they would lean into the matte ones. And then just an honorable mention, because like I want to see more from Juvia's Place, but I have this, like, what is this shade? The Royal Blue liner, and this is so pretty and it lasts all day, and this is just like that navy blue. I want them to have this formula but release like pastel shades, like bright, vivid shades. I think that the packaging feels really nice. I don't think this was like too crazy expensive, and it's beautiful, and it just goes right in, just one swipe, and it's just like this beautiful bold color. So I hope that they kind of release more shades this spring because that would be absolutely gorgeous. Let's talk about some lip shades because I love a number of different lip products. So in the wintertime, I like something that's a bit more balmy and a bit more protection to my lips, because it is freezing where I live. Like currently I'm going through a snowstorm, and you know, I can't really get away with wearing glosses and having long hair because it gets freaking windy out here. So it's hard to wear things that have a lighter tint or something that's not like super moisturizing, like a heavy duty like a lip balm. But when it's spring and summer, this is where lip products shine for me. The first things, ColourPop has these glowing and blotted lips, and the ones that I have in my hand are just like my favorite, like kind of go-to. So I love the glowing lips in Indulge Me and Cockatoo, and then I love the blotted lip in On Film. I don't get any weird like white film with these, like reapplication's really easy. These are more of like a lip balm to me personally. They do leave a little bit of a stain, but like not something like that's super noticeable. I think if you were just aware of what your natural lip color is, and then you like ate something and like it's a few hours maybe after your 8-hour shift and you looked at yourself in the mirror, you could tell that you had worn lip product at some point that day. But like I don't know if like the average person could even tell, and it applies just like a lip balm. These are really pretty. I think since I've purchased, the last time I purchased these, they've definitely expanded the collection of shades, but I don't know. I don't know what they have right now. I think they have like every nude possible. Like these are gorgeous. These are, I think, I don't know, an unsung hero from ColourPop. I also love the Fenty Heat glosses, and it's been some time since she's released a shade. I know she's like really leaning into her other glosses and her other lip products right now, but I love the Fenty Heat. It's not the like mentholy minty kind of like cooling kind of lip plumper, but I don't think it is nearly as intense as the Too Faced lip injector or lip injection, whatever it's called, the lip plumping gloss that they have. I think it is a nice in between. There's like a little something there, but I don't think it like tingles or like, you know, leaves a rash or like would burn your lips or be super uncomfortable. It's actually just really nice, and the way that it fades throughout the day, it's not super sticky. Like, so if you drink something, you will have like, you know, some transfer like on your cup or whatever, or your straw. But as it ages, like it doesn't leave any weird like tackiness. You can put it over other lip products. You can wear it alone. They're very pretty. My favorite go-to like spring shades are the lavender and what is this one called? Lemon Lava. super gorgeous. The lemon lava isn't as like opaque as it is in the jar, like, or in the container. It is more of just like a yellow gloss. It looks kind of similar to was it Soul Body or ColourPop? They had like the Lemoncello collection, and it had like a setting spray to it. And then when you would spray it on your face and it had like that gold glitter, it's kind of like that, but like in lip form. It's really pretty. And then the final one, because this is kind of what I hope to see released more this spring, Charlotte Tilbury had these Tinted Love like lip tints. They're a lip and cheek tint, but I think these are finally like discontinued because I can't find these on Sephora. They were on the Charlotte Tilbury website, but I think the last time I was on the Charlotte Tilbury website was like a little bit after Christmas, so they could be gone. Don't quote me on that. But I hope that she kind of brings these back in some way, or like maybe if it's not the Tinted Love, but something similar, like a similar kind of lip tint situation, because I think that these are gorgeous and I love these. I mean, I'm currently wearing it right now. This is the Bohemian Kiss shade. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I think with Charlotte Tilbury releasing new wands and things like that, I think they're kind of leaning into, you know, like that spring kind of thing. I would love to see it. It would be really pretty. If they definitely had like the Pillow Talk shades in that formula, I think those would do really well. I don't know. I just think that they're gorgeous. Now, do I do eyes or do I do cheeks? Let's do cheeks. So I have a few things. The Super Shock blushes, I use these year-round from ColourPop, but the particular shades that I love is the chiffon shade. This was a part of one of their collections, but now it's a part of the permanent line. It's like this peachy kind of pink duochrome kind of shade. It is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, I can use this as a cheek topper, I can use this as a highlight. It's gorgeous. What I like to do with this one is I'll put this one first and then kind of put a matte blush on top, and it kind of shifts the blush in a way. It's gorgeous. And I also like this shade at First Blush. They use this name for a number of things. Like they had the cheek palette, and I think they have a like dewy cheek in like the same shade name. But this one is also another one of those like pink kind of like, oh, I wouldn't say it's like a duochrome, but it's like a metallic pink. There's so many different shades. I'm excited to see what they come out with for the spring like collection. I love that they brought these back, and I hope that we see more Super Shocks with more like franchise collabs that come out, because these are, I think, like the best product that ColourPop has, and I think it is like the best cheek product that they have. It's really hard to beat these because the shimmering ones, the Super Shock highlights, the matte ones, like they're all pretty. And even with the Super Shock highlight, if you get a really deep one that like wouldn't be a good highlight shade for you, most likely you could use it as a cheek topper or a blush itself. There's a lot of like deep gold bronzy highlights that I use as kind of like a blush. These are gorgeous. Can't rave enough about these. And another kind of blush, I think these are, I know for sure these are discontinued. You can't find these on Sephora. You could find these on the Melt website, but they only had the one shade left, and I think that could potentially like be gone. The shade I have in my hand right now is Raw Honey, and this is the Digital Dust Duo blush. And it's just two. You can blend them together. You can use one as a highlight, one as the blush. And I love these. These were really popular, and then they, I don't know, by demand, they did a restock, and I think the restocks are finally gone, but I think the restock happened in like 2020, because that's when I got these. I have all three of them, but if Melt doesn't bring these back with like the bee design on it, that would be okay. I just think they should bring these back with like different shades. And the thing with Melt is that they were the indie brand that like played with color, and they did different and unique things. So, I mean, as much as I would love to see like a pink blush and green highlight kind of combo for spring, even if they just had like, I don't know, other shades, like more traditional shades, whatever. I love these blushes, and I think that they're really nice. And I love when I see them kind of pop up on different channels from time to time. I feel like a lot of people realized, you know, that they had these during their declutters this past Vlogmas season. And I don't know, I'm rooting for Melt. I want them to have like longevity in their career, but they have room for improvement, and I don't know, maybe kind of leaning back to cult classics can get them out of there. So now highlights. I love these particular two Kaleidos highlights for springtime. This is the Space Age Gifted. This is their like duochrome kind of highlight. You can't really tell. Why am I opening it? It's like a pink, purple, blue kind of shift. It's really gorgeous. I like to wear a lot of pinks and purples, I guess, throughout the year, but I really go hard with the pinks and purples and greens in the springtime. Where I live, we have a lot of like wild lavender, so when I see the lavender, I'm like, oh, spring is here. And maybe that's what's like inspiring me in my springtime makeup looks. But I also love the Mars Melter. When I have more of like a tan, like because I'm not sun deprived because of the winter, this is one of the prettiest highlights. These are very bold highlights. Like this isn't the like glow from within, unless like you're an alien and you glow pink and duochrome shades. But these are gorgeous. Like, I don't know. I also want to see Kaleidos release more highlight shades. I think they've kind of covered a lot of the basis, but I would love to see more duochrome shades because they have this one and the Prophecy. I like the Prophecy more in like the summertime, but I'll probably make a video about that then. But I don't know, like maybe if they did like the Champagne Pop kind of shade, or you know, like just like the typical like basic girl highlight, or just re-release a green highlight. I don't know. They have a very good formula for the highlights, and I would like to see them kind of expand on that. I don't want these to just kind of like, I don't know, disappear one day, because these are really great. Nabla. Nabla has this Berries palette from their Cuties collection, and I rave about this one every year, but I would like to see Nabla come out with another Cutie palette. Is it going to be the Berries 2.0? Sure, whatever. It doesn't even have to be berries. It could be totally something like pink and green, or just like a green palette. Do they have a Cuties green palette? I don't think that they do. But Nabla was like, they were a big trending brand before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit, and I don't see a lot of like American content creators talk about Nabla anymore. And when I do see content creators talk about Nabla, they're Italian content creators, so their channel is in Italian. But I will sit there and I'll watch it, and I'll pray that they have subtitles so I can understand what they're saying. But you know, I love Nabla as a brand. They are an Italian indie brand, so it would make sense that a lot of Italian content creators would be using their products. But I think that their business strategy had to kind of change due to the pandemic and due to like shipping. They are a brand that is available at Ulta, but for a while something would release and it wouldn't get to Ulta like online for like months later. And the things that they have been releasing, you would think would be like released as a collection set, but like they released a like a skin tint, and then a few months later released a concealer, and then a few months later released some blushes and like a freckle pen kind of thing. And I want to see more from Nabla. I really do. And I want them to kind of go back to basics and what they know. They had two they had two Cutie palettes last year, the analog one and the blue one, but I feel like those were kind of safe, kind of basic. And I mean, like the Cutie series, the quality of this formula is absolutely wonderful, and I hope that they would have improved in time. I just think that the past few eyeshadow palettes that Nabla has released that hasn't been a Cutie palette has been kind of random, and like I don't know who it was really for. Maybe I'm missing something because I'm not the Italian demographic. I don't know, but I hope they release something good for spring. I would really like to see that. The Lizzie McGuire palette is on a current ColourPop like get it before it's gone sale, and you know, it's not even that this color palette in particular is like of a great quality. When I got it, I loved it, and now with time I'm like, oh, it's okay. But this is one of those palettes where like I think it's gonna stay in my collection forever, because for me this kind of reminds me of like starting my channel and getting new viewers and being in the pandemic and, you know, really like just connecting with other people over makeup. And so for me, it's like a sentimental value. But I love the pinks and purples and greens that are in this palette. There is one pressed glitter in here. I think ColourPop has been doing really great with their franchise collections and their formulas in the past few years, at least since 2020, I think have improved by leaps and bounds. And playing with the Aurora palette, I want that same quality like in their smaller pan palettes, in their franchise palettes. I think they can do some like duochrome kind of shades, and I think the Winx collection was maybe that version of that, but I would just like to see them do a little bit better, you know. No, we're not going to get a Lizzie McGuire 2.0 collection kind of thing, but I want to see more fun color stories like this. Or, you know what, even their quads. I think their quad formula is like their best formula, and I'm surprised it hasn't been put into a palette either. But even if we got quads of like pastels, or if they came out with a pastel palette, like, I don't know, I think the days of them doing like a monochromatic palette are kind of behind them. They did that for a lot of years, and I can see that they're trying to go in a different direction. But it seems like they're really relying heavily on franchise palettes. But I think this might be the year where ColourPop is just like, okay, we're gonna do franchises, but we're still gonna have fun with color. I think that's what they're gonna do. Hopefully, that's what I would like to see. And those are my favorite springtime products and my hopes and wants and dreams for the springtime season. Let me know in the comments down below, what are some of your favorite springtime favorites? What are maybe some items that you're anticipating, kind of projecting, you know, looking into the crystal ball to come out this year? I don't know really what the trends of 2023 really are, because I feel like we're still like in the beginning phases. But I think like with spring, once, you know, snow and stuff starts to melt, I think just like a flower, you know, the trends kind of start to bloom and we start to kind of see what's going to set the tone for the year. It's crazy to think that March is here. March is here, and it already feels like 2023 is a long year, but we're only on month 3. But I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. And if you liked hanging out with me today and you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on another video. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.